Hindi siya naniwala sa'yo.
Sino nagsabi ng sarap?
Ako.
Okay. Okay, Ma'am
Thank
Cherry.
you.
Ano nagagalit ng SD? Okay na. 8:35. Okay, thank you so much again, Miss Cherry, for guesting. What a great show. Great episode of The Big Story. Sestrilon, Sean Yao, and Pauline Versosa, The Big Story. Okay, on our show, check. We've got Gilas Pilipinas heading into a must-win game against New Zealand in the FIBA Asia Cup. We all know they just lost their first game against Chinese Taipei. Plus updates also from the quarterfinals of the PBL on tour.
And we've got former UAAP Basketball Commissioner Javi Nunag live on the show to talk about his new book that aims to help parents and coaches in youth sports.
It's a great book. You want to listen up if you're a parent or also if your child is into sports. I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Letoncala.
And here's tonight's play-by-play. Here's tonight's.
Ramiro, the show by Mamoy. Deep it. Future moves puts it on. Unbelievable. On the left side. Oh, pass! Another one. Gilas rejecting Estevo for the win.
In just a little over 2 hours, Gilas Pilipinas will return to action in the FIBA Asia Cup in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The national men's basketball team will try to get a breakthrough win, a must-win. As you can see on your screens right now, when they take on powerhouse team New Zealand, that will be at 11 p.m. Then you can watch that game on One Sports, on One Sports Plus, on PBA Rush, on RPTV, and the Pilipinas Live app. Gilas Pilipinas hoping to bounce back here after a tough loss in their opening game against Chinese Taipei just yesterday. They face a New Zealand squad that already has a victory in the tournament after they beat Iraq in their first match. Gilas and the Tall Blacks met twice during the qualifiers. The Philippines claimed its first win over New Zealand in November 21, 2024. Chris Newsom hit that dagger three that put the game out of reach for the Tall Blacks. But New Zealand bounced back in their most recent matchup last February 23. Though that was a no-bearing game for the Philippines since it already qualified for the FIBA Asia Cup at that time.
Gilas Pilipinas is in for another tough challenge when they face New Zealand, but head coach Tim Cone believes his team can give the Tall Blacks a run for their money. One Sports' Carlo Pamintuan tells us more about the Philippine team's preparations against New Zealand.
Coming off a tough loss against Chinese Taipei, Gilas Pilipinas had no other choice but to move on as quickly as they could.
We didn't play well, but didn't coach well. They shot lights out. They deserved the game, but we got to own that and understand that, and then we got to put it away. Once we own it, we got to understand that, and then move on to New Zealand. And I think that's what we're trying to do. And I think the guys so far look like we're gonna play better.
With 2 more games remaining in Group D, anything is still possible. The team had practice session at the Al Ittihad basketball court, focusing on the adjustments they will need to make before facing the New Zealand Tall Blacks. The team discussed tactical adjustments, but Coach Tim Cone was also aware that they came into the match against Chinese Taipei a little too eager.
I just think that last game we just wanted it too badly, and that's why we gave up so many free throws. I mean, that's really uncharacteristic of us as a team. And I think we just wanted it too badly, and they let our enthusiasm get ahead of our execution.
Now, New Zealand awaits. They took care of business against Iraq in their first assignment, bouncing back from a slow first half to secure their first win. Gilas has beaten the Tall Blacks before, but that was a different New Zealand team, and it was also a different Gilas squad near its full strength with Kai Soto manning the middle.
Absolutely. First of all, I got to do it for myself. I'm probably the most devastated guy in the room, and I take losses really hard. You think I'd be able to handle them better after all these years of coaching, but national team's a whole different thing. When you don't, rise up to expectations, it's very painful, very hurtful, and it's hard to get over. But the bottom line is that if I do that and if we do that, then we're just making it worse for ourselves going into the next game. So, we got to own that game. Trouble is, you play a good team like New Zealand, you might play your best game, may not be enough. But I'm very, very confident we're going to play better.
Chinese Taipei scored a big upset against the Philippines in the opening day of the FIBA Asia Cup 2025. Now it is Gilas that needs an upset of their own to give themselves the best shot at advancing into the next phase.
Together, 1, 2, 3.
From Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, Carlo Pamintuan.
Several first-round games on tap ahead of the Gilas match against New Zealand.
Look at the latest results. Last night, Japan handily defeated Syria in Group B action 99-68. Joshua Hawkinson had a stellar 26-point, 13-rebound outing to lead the Akatsuki Five. Also in Group B, Iran breezed past first-timer Guam 77-52. Matin Agajanpur had 19 markers. Earlier today, Karim Zinoun delivered clutch baskets to help Lebanon hold off Qatar 84-80 in Group A. In Group C action, China dominated India 100-69. 6 guys scored in double digits, led by Mingxuan Hu and Jiayi Zhao, who scored 17 points apiece.
Meanwhile, in Group D, take a look at your screens right now. It's Chinese Taipei currently taking on Iraq. Full slate as well tomorrow with yet another quadruple header. Saudi Arabia will take on Jordan later at 2 in the morning for some Group C action. Then at 4 p.m., South Korea and Qatar are both looking to bounce back from their opening day losses in Group A. Iran and Japan will follow suit at 7:10 p.m. And finally, Lebanon will face Australia at 11 p.m. Coming up, former UAAP Commissioner Coach Javi Nunag will join us live in the studio to talk about his new book on youth sports and the current state of UAAP basketball. Catch that and more when play-by-play returns only here on One News. And we're back. Thank you for joining us here on Play by Play only on One News. The Signal HD Spikers are heading to the PVL On Tour semifinals. They booked their spot after sweeping the Akari Chargers in the knockout quarterfinals. The HD Spikers dominated the first 2 sets, but the Chargers put up a tougher fight in the third, with the set tied at 26-all. A cross-court kill by Tintiamzon put Signal at match point once more. Erica Santos then delivered that game-winning attack. Final score, 25-20, 25-11, and 28-26, all in favor of Signal. Santos starred once more for the HD Spikers with 24 points off 22 attacks, 1 block, and a service ace. Signal now await the winner of the quarterfinal match between the next-led Chameleons and the Cherry Tigo Crossovers.
Tinitake ko lang siya as motivation kasi yun nga, yung mga sets, yung mga repetitions na yung mga binibigay sa akin na tiwala, parang ini-embrace ko na, which is parang nag-reflect din ako na, ganito pala yung role, so ini-embrace ko siya and tinitake ko as motivation.
Sobrang proud po ako kasi yun nga, sa ensayo pa lang grabe namin talaga aralin kung paano kami maging compose pagdating sa gitgitan na laban. And yun, talagang kumapit yung bawat isa kanina, kaya nakuha namin na straight sets lang. Kaya, and nagpapasarap din ako sa coach, syempre, kasi sila yung nag-remind kung ano yung strength namin na i-apply sa loob ng court.
The undefeated PLDT high-speed hitters are also off to the semifinals of the PVL on tour. The high-speed hitters asserted their dominance against the Zeus Coffee Thunderbells, securing a clean sweep 25-21, 25-21, and 25-19. PLDT closed the game out on a 7-2 blast, with Savvy Davison and Kiana D sealing the victory. Davison top scored for PLDT with 28 points built on 25 attacks, 2 blocks, and 1 service ace. The high-speed hitters will await the quarterfinal winner between the Creamline Cool Smashers and Farm Fresh Foxies.
Meanwhile, in a time when highlights, checks, stats, and trophies often take center stage, one author is reminding us that sometimes the most important wins are the ones we don't see.
Former UAAP Basketball Commissioner Javi Nunag is championing a fresh perspective on youth sports through his new book, Unseen Wins, a guide for parents and coaches who still believe in doing what's right. He joins us now to talk about the lessons behind the pages and his take on the current state of UAAP basketball. Good evening, Javi. Thank you for joining us here on Play by Play. This is Unseen Wins. Congratulations on the book, by the way.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for having me.
Dumadami ng niya, sa resume niya. Former player, former standout, and then coach pa rin. Yes, you're still a coach. Tapos, of course, a parent of 2, dad of 2, and now author. Parang Kobe pa rin.
Kalain mo.
No, in your wildest dreams, did you ever think, sorry, check, alam ko,
ahead.
na magkakaroon ka ng ganito?
No. It was something that actually it was mind-boggling that I would be an author, but wala eh, nangyari, and I'm happy that it came to fruition with this book.
All right. Well, this book puts a strong emphasis on the role of parents and coaches in shaping young athletes. So why did you choose to focus on that side of the story?
Well, because there's a lot of camps going on. There's a camp for basketball, volleyball, tennis, whatever sport that you can think of. But there's not really a guide for us parents and coaches on how to deal with the youth during this journey. That 8 years old to 14 years old, that's a journey for them. And sometimes, because of the love of the child, sometimes parents go overboard, sometimes they don't know.
Sometimes
they go overboard, or sometimes they don't know actually on how to deal with the ups and downs of youth sports. So this book is kind of like, it's not really, it's just a reminder of of the behavior that we need to make sure that we're there to be the guide of the kids.
Alam mo, this is rarely talked about, and this is nice, Check. Both Check and I don't have kids, you have kids, but we know this. And we talk to athletes, players of athletes. Ngayon, nakakatawa yung mga kinikwento nga ni Cheska, yung mga kino-cover na player before, ngayon parent na. So, and to your point, hindi lang yung kumbaga yung coach and parent, it's more of coexisting.
Yes.
Because yung age ng 8 years old hanggang 14, alam mo din to, Check, because she played sports also, that's a crucial time in the development of the child, be it individually, yung holistically, and also athlete. So can we give away a lot?
Yeah.
No, because let's talk about your book.
Parang babasahin mo
No, no,
na
no,
on air
no, no, no. Kasi nakita ko, I opened it, tapos may mga ganon. You have to, mamaya sagutin
Yeah,
mo
yeah.
bakit may mga
Yes.
blank spaces.
Sagutin ko lahat yan.
Pero you've seen sports from many angles. Sabi ko nga, player. You've worn a hat as a player, coach, commissioner, ngayon author. So what do you think is being overlooked in how we support children, especially at a very crucial time in their development?
That 8 to 12 years old, or 14 for that
Yeah,
matter, it's not just protecting the joy, which I really emphasize in the sport, in this book, but at the same time, it's protecting the relationship between parent and child. Kasi dito napupunta yung parang emphasis na dapat ginawa mo to, dapat pinasa mo to, dapat skinor mo. So the child should know that either he scores 0 points, kahit binangko siya, or pinasok siya, or star player siya, the level of love does not change. The level of emphasis that you are there, not because he is the star player or he's performing well, doesn't matter.
Pero mahirap yun, coach, kasi ikaw parent ka. You really want your kid to be in the game. Di ba? Pupunta
Yes.
ka. Di ba? I mean, let's put it out there, check. Pag may kid tayo.
Pagkabangko.
Oo, ako.
Oo, pagkabangko.
Di ba? Parang, coach, gamitin nyo naman.
Correct.
Di ba? He may
But
not be the next Kiefer Ravena, third year Ravena, Kiefer Alas, or whatnot. Pero gamitin nyo yung anak mo naman.
But at the same time, they should also fight their own battles. They should know bakit siya binangko. Baka hindi ba siya
Hindi
nag-training?
magaling?
Hindi. Baka hindi ba siya nag-training or patamad-tamad siya sa training. There are a lot of aspects, not just binangko siya just because gusto siya bangkuin. So, there are aspects that the kid needs to fight his or her own battles. Hindi yung, kasi porket nanay ako ni Coach Javi or ni Andre, o tatay ako ni Andre, na parang pupuntahan ko yan kasi coach ako. No.
Kaya ginagamit dahil anak ni Andre,
So at the same
anak
time,
ni-
you're depriving them of problem-solving attitude, of problem-solving traits that it's vital, the trait is vital pagtanda niya.
Right. Well, the landscape now is so different from our varsity days back in CSA. No, because we were not distracted by social media.
Yes,
We weren't distracted by, cameras everywhere or being streamed online.
Correct. Yes,
correct,
You're
yeah.
curating highlight reels and
Yes,
all that,
yes,
putting your
yes.
best foot forward,
Yes.
posting your stats. How do you think
point.
that social media has changed the environment for young athletes?
I'll give you a good example of that. Dati, nung naglalaro pa tayo lahat, the coach will tell the schedule, you should know the schedule. The athlete should know the schedule, and the athlete tells the parent the schedule. Oh, ma'am, may game ako ng Sabado, 8 o'clock, dito, sa CSA, like that. Nowadays, it's the parent telling the kids, because of the Viber groups and everything, the parent tells the kids what time the call time is, where the game is, anong uniform nyo, like that.
Is that a bad thing?
You're depriving them of responsibility.
Yes.
It's
Just to
it's
clarify,
not
yeah.
it's not the parent who's going to play the game. It's not the parent who should follow the call time. It's the kid. So how will the kid know? How will the kid be responsible enough to know their schedule pag galing sa magulang? So they're relying on the parent. So that alone, that Viber messaging, everything, it changed the responsibility. As I have stated in the book, that we should give them more responsibility, because being an athlete, being a varsity athlete, is a commitment. That commitment comes with responsibility. Just a simple thing of call time, knowing from your own coach, not from your parent, ma, ano yung game ko? Hindi pwede ganun. Kasi it's your game, you're playing it, you're wearing the uniform.
Good point, yeah.
Diba? So, yun yung mga little things na akala natin dati automatic na. Now, it's totally different.
Yeah. Like ngayon, kumbaga, malalaman mo na through your parent. Dad,
Yeah.
ano ba kami? Dark ba kami? Light
Correct.
kami? Dati, alam mo na, di ba, ikaw mismo,
Yes.
eto po, ma, this is what I will wear.
Pag hindi ka
Ito
nakinig sa coach mo, hindi ka
Exactly.
maglalaro.
Correct, exactly.
parang may hugot si Cheska nito.
Sorry
Kala ko
po.
doon. Sino ba coach mo?
Sorry, coach.
Gusto mo pangalan? Pare, eto, we wish we had more time, coach. Pero you served as a commissioner. Ito, bago tayo pumasok sa UAP, mabilisan lang yung current landscape of UAP. Bakit po may mga blank dito?
It's a pause and reflective page, making sure that this is a reminder of how you behave or what you need to fix or what are you doing right. So may pause and reflect pages to make sure that you write it down and mabalik-balikan mo siya. Okay?
Ito po, yan.
Yan.
What we're seeing right now on your screens, And this is different, for you know, a book na it's sort of parang diary, parang, di ba?
Yes,
Journal.
it's actually an easy read. It's a thin book. It's an easy read for parents because you know our situation right now, we're all busy. But at the same time, it's making sure that you know what
Yeah.
you're doing right,
Yeah.
or you know what you need to fix.
Yes. Coach, mabilis sa pasada. Nabanggit ko nga, what a great time being the commissioner in the UAP, especially in a difficult time, pandemic time yun, di ba? Pero it was also a great time for you. But here, it was a very competitive era in UAP basketball. How do you view the current landscape now of the league? Congratulations, by the way, to the new commissioner, Jai Reyes. Okay, go.
All 8 teams are competitive. All 8 teams can win the championship. The talent right now is incredible. You talk about the defending champions, UP, not far enough. LaSalle, Ateneo, gumagaling na ulit ngayon. Adamson, always surprises. UST is also there. So lahat yung 8 teams sa NU, UE, lalakas na nila ngayon.
That's what makes it very, very
Yes.
predictable and fun also. And as we take a look at some highlights here, when you were the commissioner, will we see a little bit of continuity with the program, with Jai? And
I'm
you?
sure that
Did you
Jai knows the league in and out. He played also. So
Jai
it's
naman.
also a welcome development that former players tend to become the commissioner because they know the pressure. It comes when the UAP arrives. So I'm very sure that he's going to do a good job.
Tanda na natin, Diego, dati player lang si
Teka
Jai. Ngayon,
Oo,
commissioner
ito
na.
naman tayo eh. Okay.
Eh, that na naman usapan. Okay,
Wait,
check.
before we let Javi go, where can our viewers get a copy
And
of
how much?
Unseen Wins?
Right now, it's in Amazon.com, and then next week or 2 weeks from now, it will be available locally at
Bookstores.
600 pesos.
Bookstores nationwide.
Website muna,
Website muna.
Website muna.
Pero where can they get muna sa Amazon? And
Sa
then
Amazon.com.
eventually next week.
Eventually, in 2 weeks, we have a website to so that you can purchase.
Sorry,
the book.
Coach, how much?
For local, 600 pesos.
600 pesos.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, former UAAP basketball commissioner and now author of Unseen Wins, Javi
Kobe.
Nunag. Coming up, a new chapter, a new number. Bradley Beal will don a new digit on his back as he gears up for his first season with the Los Angeles Clippers. That story and more when Play-by-Play returns here on One News.
We don't have much time. Let's make it quick. You're watching play-by-play only here on One News. Before tonight's Gilas Pilipinas matchup against New Zealand, let's look back at the match against Chinese Taipei in the FIBA Asia Cup for tonight's highlight reel. Sa mga nagpuyat, dahil alam ko madaling araw yung game, let's watch it right away. First up, last 3.3 seconds of the first quarter. Brownlee with a heave, and it's in. Yes, Gilas Pilipinas down here by 14, but what a time for Brownlee to come alive at the end of the first. That gave some life to the Filipinos in attendance in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. By the way, JB had 19.7 rebounds, 2 assists in that game. Okay, up next, let's go to Junmar. The handoff. Newsome out to Calvin Oftana for 3. No go. And the tap, it goes to Taipei. But take a look at the recovery. Sabi ni Oftana, okay, di pumasok. But look at that block on the other end. Woo, look at the defense on the other end. Dwight Ramos and Oftana collaborating, but it was more of Calvin Oftana. That was his only block of the game. By the way, Oftana also had 6 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Thank you once again, Avi Nunag, for being on the show. Okay, we're giving this last play to Chinese Taipei now. Bigyan na natin. Panalo sila eh. They're up 7, 48 points. And woo! This is Chien Lin off the screen. Junmar switches to him. And that, by the way, that was Brandon Gilbeck for that wide slam there. Getting the touch. Ganda ng roll, pick and roll. It was a well-run pick and roll there. Medyo dagger na yan. Less than a minute to play. And pretty much great game for Chinese Taipei. Gilbeck, by the way, had 16 points, 9 rebounds, 1 board shy of a double-double. Also a block. Si Ting Chien had 14 points, 3 assists. Chinese Taipei gets the win over Gilas Pilipinas. Masakit, alam ko, pero pwede tayong bumawi. Kalaban natin New Zealand later tonight at 11. 95-87 was the final score here. It's the second straight win for Taipei over the Philippines, dating back to the qualifiers. Up next, as I said, powerhouse New Zealand, 11 p.m. Gilas Pilipinas, only on One Sports. Panuorin po natin live. Check!
Before we go, we now know NBA star Bradley Beal's jersey number for the Los Angeles Clippers. Beal will rock number 0 for the first time in his career. Beal previously wore number 3 when he played for the Washington Wizards and then the Phoenix Suns. But he decided to give that up after the Clips also reacquired the point guard and franchise star Chris Paul. After, of course, Paul is also known by the nickname CP3 because he has worn number 3 for the past 20 years.
Oh, that's nice to see. And of course, giving it up, the number 3 for Chris Paul dahil alam naman natin CP3. Deserved naman. By the way, that's all from us tonight. Thank you for watching. Catch us again tomorrow, Friday, to end the work week at 8:30 p.m. as always for a play-by-play of the day's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News. That's Signal TV, Channel 8 on SD and Channel 250 on HD. We are also available on Signal Play and Pilipinas Live.
I'm Andre Felix.
I'm Cheska Calao. Thank you for watching. Good night.